Hey, it's Rob. I know we're thinking, where you been for the last couple of weeks? Funnily enough, because it's holiday time, I actually thought I was going to be pumping a lot more content into the channel, but turns out I was spending time with family and friends, so, you know, wasn't really expecting that one. Curveball. But I'm just wanting to treat you guys to a little Christmas present. This is probably my best, I'll probably say it's my best Black Ops 3 gameplay I've got so far, which is a kill confirmed on Combine, and I've been playing a lot of Combine. You're going to see a lot of Combine on my channel, as do the rest of the YouTube, because once Combine gets into the map rotation, you can't break out. You know, you're going to be playing it 4 or 5 times. People will constantly vote it in. So eventually, I'm thinking that Black Ops 3 is just going to become Combine and Nuketown. I really do think that they should implement the map lock, that once it's been played twice, it's taken out of the rotation for voting. But you know, that's something I'm sure they'll implement in the future. All these hot fixes have been great, actually. Just how quickly they can address some of these issues. So I'm glad that COD's got turned over a new leaf in terms of that stuff. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you guys a rundown of the holiday lineup. Got a lot of great gameplay coming up. I've recently been quite frustrated with Black Ops 3, with all the rumours of skill-based matchmaking and stuff like that, and also kind of connection being a bit worse than it was before. But you know, that seems to have all gone away now, and I don't know if that was mental or you know, it's actually a problem with Black Ops 3. It's hard to really say. But either way, in the last couple of days, I've actually had some great sessions on Black Ops 3, and arguably some of my best content. In fact, this game is actually sourced from the last 2 days, and you guys are going to be treated to some of that content very shortly. Coming up to the new year, I wanted to get 3 or 4 videos out just to keep you guys entertained across the holiday season until the dreaded January back to work date looms over us all. So yeah, first up, you know, the live comms are coming back, as you probably saw listed if you watched my previous live comm videos. Next episode is back-to-back dredge games. I haven't actually touched that gun for a little while, but I got some nice gameplays stored up for that. And also the return of the Akimbos. The Akimbo video actually went down really well. I was actually surprised about how well received it's been. And you know, I put in the thumbnail, I said most fun gun to use in Black Ops 3, and I still stand by that. The Akimbo weapons in general, just, I don't know, they make gameplay just so much crazier than with the regular weapons, and I'm not sure what it is about that. It's probably just the gung-ho element of it that just makes it makes for hilarious and just awesome gameplay. So I can't wait to be putting up some more Akimbo gameplay. And finally, I don't know if I actually mentioned it in any of my videos, but I've certainly been mentioning it to some people. The aforementioned Black Ops 3 montage. I wanted to finish the year strong with some of my clips that I've been saving up since the beta. Actually, you know, watching back some of the one or two of the clips, you know, some of the weapon changes that I've realised they're so drastic. But you know, so if there's anything that looks kind of out of place or it looks like the guns are behaving weirdly, it's probably because it was recorded from the beta. So yeah, a lot of content to look forward to, and I would say if you're not a subscriber, honestly, this is probably the best time to hit that red button, because the content that I've got coming out, you know, say is probably, in terms of Black Ops 3 so far, will probably be the best content I've put out. So don't forget to subscribe, and obviously, I say, leaving likes on videos, that's huge. I'm not going to go on too much about that, because I don't know, every video I'll probably mention subscribers and likes, so you know, you kind of know the deal at this point. One thing I will say is that I'm actually really looking forward to the DLC, just getting some new maps, because putting together gameplay, it always just seems like, you know, watching back my videos, it always seems it's like Combine, Fringe, occasionally like one of the less popular maps will show up in a gameplay, but generally it just seems to be Combine and Fringe more than anything else. And these are probably two of the most popular maps in this game. But I'd argue that while it's annoying that you can't, that you're sometimes just forced to play some of these maps over and over just due to the voting system, I think I'd also say that Black Ops 3 just doesn't really have many like great maps, and I can understand why people continue to vote in maps like Combine and Fringe, because yeah, so just a lot of them just aren't that good. I can't wait for the DLC in February. Can't believe I'm going to say that considering this game's only been out for a month, but I'm just looking forward to just playing some new maps that are a bit more satisfying than your metros and aquariums, which can kind of flow a bit strangely. Also, as well, fair enough to Vonderhaar for all the hot fixes and tweaks and adjustments that they've made. By the way, that guy gravity spiking, that was denying the nuclear, so that was fantastic. As I was saying, yeah, it's great that there's sort of COD's turned over a new leaf in the way that it handles updates and fixes. So I'm glad that's been implemented, but I thought I'd voice some of my frustrations with Black Ops 3 that I'd been having over the past couple of weeks. Definitely one thing is matchmaking and team balance. Is that I found that basically whenever I'm playing, particularly solo, whatever happens, I always find just the really bad players will just be bunged in on my team, and it will sort all the other prestiges out onto the enemy team, and it seems to be fairly consistent. I'm not saying always, because obviously I don't think I'd have gameplays if that was always the case, but I definitely feel like it can be quite harsh, and it seems to rate me as sort of a carry god, that every game I can just you know, just carry the whole team to victory and get a gameplay, you know, and have a laugh while doing it. So one thing I think needs touching up, and certainly wasn't this harsh before, so I don't know if there's been an update or tweaks that have affected that, but it's an opinion that I've noticed has started popping up on YouTube videos a lot. And the other thing as well, as I say, like anti-air, I just needs to be tweaked somehow. I don't really know what it is that can be done, but I've definitely found that like my streaks will get shot down constantly, like, and really quickly. I mean, it partially contributed to the black cell, which is that fast-firing anti-air rocket, but definitely found that like anything that I put up will get shot down almost immediately. You know, if not, perhaps, you know, maybe 30 seconds is probably about as best as it goes. But you know, I'd like to think that it's an issue that they're looking into, because everything else seems to have been addressed, and you know, you feel like they've been very hot on it about taking in people's feedback. I definitely feel like the Vesper and the M8A7 they kind of need a touch as well. I understand that in every COD game there's always kind of like a best weapon, and you know, try hard weapon, but I find with the Vesper and VMP is that their fire rates and the way they behave, it sort of reminds me of I think they was called like the PP 900 or something from Modern Warfare 3. It's just so spray and pray that it's incredibly frustrating to fight against, and wholly unfair, I'd say, just due to the I mean, you know, it's funny because sometimes it seems like the kill time is quite slow in this game, but you know, going up against those, you can just get absolutely melted if someone's playing well, and even worse if you're playing well, just kind of getting pot shot and just melted by pure luck, just due to the fire rate of these weapons. Absolutely needs a touch. Other than that, I'd say those are probably like my 3 main things. I mean, I could argue as well. One thing I'd like to have seen a better introduction of was the mercenaries mode, because you're constantly going up against parties, and I think matchmaking actually does sort of prioritise in a way that if you are playing solo, it will try and put you against other sort of solo to smaller parties. But you know, the fact that the mercenary mosh pit is sort of hidden in that sub menu. I don't know why they made that little bonus menu thing. I don't. What was the point in that? But I find just by having it in there, definitely deprives people from actually going into that playlist. And I know it seems simplistic, just to be able to go through a menu, but honestly I think part of the reason why TDM is so popular is because it's the first choice in the menu. If you were to go into multiplayer and you kept pressing X, you would eventually arrive in a team deathmatch lobby. So yeah, I would like to, if they could just take out that bonus menu thing and just have everything on show, just so it makes it so that more players can find their way to some of these game modes. That would be great, because I loved the mercenary mode in Modern Warfare 2. I can't remember if it was in any of the other CODs, but it's great for if you're playing as a solo player, just to know that you're not constantly going against people communicating, because it's such a huge advantage in this game. So other than that, I'd say generally quite happy. Obviously I can't really comment too much on things like connection and stuff like that, because I just don't know enough about the meta and the technical side of that things to say, like, you know, I want you to tweak this, tweak that. But you know, anyway, so yeah, so that's generally my feedback on Black Ops 3 at the moment. But I just really this whole video was just to wish you guys a happy holiday. As I say, I'd like to see you again. If you just leave a subscribe, then we'll definitely speak again, because of the lovely holiday lineup that I mentioned earlier in the video. So as I say, I hope you all have a great Christmas, and look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Leave a like, and yeah, cheers.